Hey guys, another one of the Road to Lair series. Haven't really decided which one this one's going to be, so probably just going to use the random function. Pressing hashtag in the selection screen for crawl gives you a random viable character. I'm just going to keep, I guess, pressing it until I find something that I feel is pretty interesting. I don't know. Naga Wizard. I already did a wizard, so maybe not. Troll Assassin, Vampire, Halfling, Troll. I kind of want to do a Troll because Troll's pretty cool. Might do Troll of Quaslol because that seems kind of cool. At the same time, though, I'm a little bit leery of playing Troll. You know what? No, I actually want to play Ogre this game. Ogre Hunter sounds good, right? With large rocks. I don't really know what I should call this guy, because anything I say will probably be pretty racist. So, let's see. No, I'll just leave it blank for a random name. Let's see what his name is. I'm Miedwise. What the hell? I don't know what that means. All right, cool. Doesn't matter. So an ogre. I've only played one ogre on this channel. There was a mage, so we're actually going to see ogres the way they're supposed to be played this time. Ogres are big melee brutes. Their whole strategy is get tons of health and do tons of damage, and don't, in any situation, get hurt. Don't get surrounded because you have pretty much no defense apart from your health. The health is really great, but pretty much they have -2 armor, -1 dodge, but the problem with the aptitudes are a lot worse than they look because dodging has a penalty because ogres are huge, and armor has a penalty because you're never going to find dragon armor in the early game, so they can't wear regular armor like scale mail and stuff, so it's really hard to get them with a lot of AC. You'll rarely have AC in the early game. It's mostly just health. I think I talked a little bit about this in the mage, but the mage was a lot more focused on being a caster, I guess. So, there's a little bit of difference. Early game with a hunter, I picked large rocks because large rocks are pretty good to come by. They're pretty hard to come by, and so getting them in the early game, pretty nice. Dex is going to be the only thing I level this game. Probably not going to be training any spells, unless I really get desperate, but I doubt it. And did I see Poison Needle somewhere? Poison. Nope. I was imagining things. Ooh, whip. Okay, that's perfect. So if that's not cursed, what? Oh, whip of electrocution. I guess. Yeah, so this is why I hate the cost thing. I didn't realize that I was training in auto mode. Yeah, so if we're... Well, I don't know how to explain this, but I just got the best early game whip in the game, so realistically, I shouldn't have too many problems. With +3/+3 on fighting and maces and flails, this is going to be pretty insane. And I'm going to be training fighting as well because I feel that having a little bit of fighting would be nice. But that's not as necessary. You know what? I might actually be casting this game. I'm going to go Ashenzari because I'm a badass like that. No, in reality, I actually like Ashenzari on melee gods. Bob the Cannibal does that more than me, but on a couple of ogres, I think ogre is my second one most race actually because I enjoy playing them. I've won everything from I've won Transmuter. I've won, I think, a Necromancer, a Berserker. Wait, no, I haven't won a Berserker with him. Two Arcane Marksmen, and yeah, I think that's it. I'm not sure. I think I may have won a Gladiator at some point as well. But I've won a couple of ogres, so it's pretty. I really enjoy them. There was a time where I was really stuck in playing Ogre Arcane Marksman of Trog because I had to get Arcane Marksman out of the way. And for some reason it was really tough. The only way I won was because there was a comet in Crawl for a short amount of time where rocks penetrated. Large rocks, if you threw them, they went through enemies and did tons of damage. And I managed to cheese out a win there. I didn't feel too great about it. After I got my greater player, you know, obviously when your first greater players are coming around, you'll do anything to get the win. But you know, the second time around, I was a lot less, a little bit less like. After I was finished, sorry, I decided, you know, that technically wasn't a real win, so I went and won like 3 other ogres. Look, at this point, any accusations of delegitimization have been dispelled because thankfully I'm a online greater player now. So, yeah, I guess when you're playing offline, the person with the greatest thing to lose, the thing with like the person who has the highest standards has to be you, I guess, because you know no one can record your stuff. I'm actually training int now, by the way. Reason being is because you know I might cast spells if I go Ashenzari. Ashenzari is pretty good. I'll explain more about it. But yeah, I don't know. If you're playing offline and you want your stuff to be recognized, you pretty much have to hold it to yourself. The higher standard is better that you hold yourself to, because you know. Oh, Sigmund, that's bad. I'm gonna use the gecko here to shield me, sort of, from Sigmund, so I can pull up, go upstairs. Good. I'm gonna toss some large rocks his way. Okay, this is really bad for me. I'm hoping to get in melee with him. Accidentally hit him with electrocution. There you go. And take him out. Yeah, so there I was worried about getting chunked, but ogres are actually really good against random RNG shots. They're high health. Like, I have 71 health already. That's only about 20 away from Fish Guy, if you've watched him. So I'm pretty close already. Ring of Wizardry cements my plan that mid-game hexes, mid-game charms is going to be a thing, probably. Provided this guy makes it out alive. Rune Flail, cursed. That's fine. The lack of remove curse is a little bit scary now, because... Oh my goodness, okay. If I don't find a remove curse in the next 2 floors, I'm dead. This -6 evade is going to make me essentially hit by everything. I have basically no resists. I have worse resists than a character that has just started off. Okay, remove curse, not finally, but that scared me a lot. That could have been instant death from like imagine fighting an ogre where every attack hits like with 30 damage. That's not like in 3 turns I'm dead, guaranteed. So you know, don't want that. Anyway, what was I saying? Yeah, so as you can tell, when I'm by myself, I tend to get lost more because I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying. I'm trying to focus a little bit more on the game, because you know. Also, this having no delay on this game makes me feel really slow, but at the same time, I'm not hating it. Not hating it. Large rocks, gonna toss at you. I got into I made a bad positioning error here because standing in this corner means that I could only move here and then here, and in moving here, he'd get a free attack when he's standing here. So I have no idea if that translated well to recording, but yeah. Basically, don't stand in these little like ruts, because when you move sideways and he's still adjacent to you, he can hit you. Made a bit of an error there, but yeah, it could have been bad because youth staff has a tendency to be electrocution, and if it's electrocution, you're just sometimes dead. There's not a lot you can do about it. I'm reading some scrolls because I want to find the ossuary. Didn't manage to find it this time. Didn't manage to get magic mapping this time, so it's kind of bad, but I should be alright. I'll just move through the floor as normal. I'm not going to take any steps to increase my risk. I will, however, I think this is Temple, so I'm going to dip into Temple really quickly, see if I can get Ashenzari. There's Ash. Alright, good. I'm not going to use a Remove Curse. Actually, no, I should. I'm going to drop my Remove Curse, pray on it. It's going to give me Curse Weapon. And I'm going to curse the Electrocution Whip-On, because I know that that's a really great weapon. Ashenzari already gave me vision of the Ossuary, which is great. I'm just going to back off a little bit. There's a bunch of dudes, that's fine. They're all weak skeletons here. I know this vault pretty well. I think there should be like a couple of... Wait, maybe I don't know this. There's a couple of mummies here, I'm assuming. But these skeletons are all weak. Electrocution does perfectly well against them, so, you know, they're taking full damage from it, so I have really nothing to fear. Oh, I actually haven't seen this one. Never mind. There's a Wraith there, but Wraith isn't too strong. Not at this level. I'm okay with it. I'm gonna start IDing stuff. I guess I'll scroll a holy word. That's kind of fitting, but at the same time, I have no idea why. I feel like okay, I made a mistake here. I'm gonna drink invisibility so they can't smite me, and then I'm gonna start beating them on them. It was an accident. I was in the middle of a train of thought, and I kind of drifted off a little bit. Alright, I'm gonna just go upstairs, heal. Yeah, so it's a bit early in the morning today, because I decided, you know, why not, have a bit of fun. I still need to finish my other one. Once I do that, I'll upload all... Like, I need to finish a third Road to Lair guy. Once I do that, I will go ahead and, you know, upload all three at the same time, because I don't want any random biases. Like, if I upload one first, he might get more attention than the other ones, because you don't know what's next, right? At this point, I'm not really paying attention to what's being done as well. As long as it's like a somewhat on-one combo for me on this channel, I'm fine with it, really. Like, I'll just play it. But I won't be... as for fan comments and stuff, the point of this game is... The point of this series is not to... Just to clarify, like, the point of the series is not to make ridiculous characters that can't be won. Like, I don't really want to play stuff that's inconsistent. I want to get to Lair as often as possible, basically. I don't want to, like, have a random gimmicky guy get to Lair, because oftentimes that character just dies really disappointingly in, like, the 1 rune to 2 rune area, because, you know, they're gimmick characters. Like, if you make me go a Spriggan like warrior with long blades, sorry, like with axes or something, like, yeah, it's gonna work. I can get it to Lair, but do I want to? And the answer is no, because that character is gonna die like crazy once you get, like, it's gonna be 50 minutes per episode of me crawling back and forth between floors, using my movement speed to get away from enemies that are slightly stronger than me. And then eventually I'll find an axe that kind of works, and then I'll be doing the same thing all the way until the end of Zot. So, like, those kind of characters are not really interesting to me. I don't know if you want to see me play them, but I might do a different series for them. Because, like, I'd find them to be really disengaging after a while. If you watched... Actually, hang on, my Spriggan was pretty good. I don't know, I don't really have that many weak characters on this channel. I probably could do with some, but at the same time, I don't know. I feel like after a while, you get tired of gimmicks. You get tired of, like, Chaos Knight runs. Like, they're not any different from regular runs. I don't know, maybe I'm disenfranchised, but I just enjoy winning. That's my main enjoyment of the game. But winning an extremely weak character is a challenge, but, you know, it doesn't give you the win. I guess my keywords are consistency, so even though I'm not the most consistent player, it's something I strive towards. Yeah, so this Ogre is going pretty well. He's got about the same fighting as Fish Guy, so to compare, but he's a couple of XL down, and he's got more health already, so you can kind of see where the power spike of Ogre is. Just a lot of health. Just tons of health. Unfortunately, though, I don't get the ring mail. So, you know, fights like this, a little bit more scary. I do have a Wand of Cold, though. I'm going to use that. I'm going to back off to the stairs, let this guy come up with me. Maybe throw a net at him, so I can finish him off pretty easily. I only have... Oh, no. I managed to preserve both nets. Don't have any... haven't picked up any move curse. That kind of sucks, but it's also fine. Any remove curse that I pick up will be probably dropped and preyed on to get more stuff. Fell through a shaft, that's kind of fine. D8's not particularly difficult. There's a remove curse. Apologies for the coughing and stuff. I do have a bit of a sore throat. Not really. Not so much sore as I just drank too much today. Not alcohol, just drinking random stuff made my throat clog up for some reason. So I can now afford to drop an extra remove curse. So it's curse armor. That's completely fine with me because I'm probably not going to be able to change my stuff even if I want to. Oh, large rocks, great. I can just drop regular rocks now. I don't need 199 stones. Yeah, so what was I saying? Weak guys. Weak guys are fine, but I don't know, I don't really find them... Like, honestly, Crawl is not a game where having a weak character does anything. Like, you just die more. It's not... Like, me playing a ridiculous combo, sounds alright, but I wouldn't do it in this series, at least. It seems too hard, I don't know. Too much dying, and I don't really like dying. Playing in the tournament reminded me of that. Okay, so this is gonna suck, regardless of what I do. Bees are going to always suck for an ogre. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna pull back here. I'm gonna run for resistance, and I'm gonna run might. So doubling up on the resists. Hopefully gonna. Okay, I'm gonna throw large rocks at Joseph. Manage to take him out. I need to kill these bees before my resistance runs out, and my might, of course. So I managed to take them all out, which is great. Good. Alright, so basically what I did there is I doubled up my resist and might, and that gave me enough to get rid of the bees. In normal situations with no buffs, that ogre would 100% die to those bees because low dodge and not a lot of health. Protection is pretty much the best thing I can get right now. It's so good that I'm willing to drop my curse, my last curse scroll, just to get the curse jewelry, because that's staying on until I get a better protection. There's absolutely no reason why you shouldn't have protection on an ogre. It's really strong on them because, you know, it supplements their ridiculous weakness of only wearing robes until like 2 rooms. Unless you get lucky, of course, but I don't try to get lucky. There's a bunch of rings, there's a wand, there's a couple of wands. I have 400 gold, so I'm probably going to pick up the wands in the ring. How much curing do I have? I have 4, that should be okay for now. I'll be able to buy another ring for it. Or another... I can just buy all of these wands. So I got a wand of flame, paralysis, and teleportation, and I got a curse ring of intelligence. That's fine. Can't wear a helmet either. Somewhere along the line I picked up a short sword, that's going down. Magic Dust can go, Wand of Flame does the same thing but better. And honestly my throwing rocks does what the flame does but even better as well. Bailey is going to be really bad for this character, I think. Almost uniformly bad, so I'm going to pop my head in, see what's in there. If it's a really bad one, I'm just going to back out. This one is the axe one. It should be okay. Might be a bit difficult. I'll see how I fare against these enemies. But this early section of the thing is kind of easy. Never mind. Okay, this is too hard. I could have probably stuck with it, but losing a resource is not really up to scratch. Like, it's not really worth it for me. Mason and Flail is going to be keep. I'm going to keep training. I want to go eventually giant spike clubs. I probably should have mentioned that at the beginning. More bees. That's gonna suck for me. Okay. I'm gonna pull a couple of dudes. Yeah, so you can kind of see where this is going. I'm gonna use invisibility here. Resistance and invisibility. This is really bad because this character doesn't have any answer. Throwing kind of works, but at the same time, throwing is limited as a resource, I suppose. So being able to throw is not something I should really take for granted, because I can't go and pick those up now, those rocks. They are essentially stuck, which is kind of bad. I will probably just stare pull, I guess. That seems pretty reasonable. Yeah, so every fight I'm taking about 40 damage. It's not something you want to see on a character. But I don't really have a choice right now, because, you know, they're bees and they're in my way. Diving wouldn't be that great of an idea, because if I go upstairs and then I accidentally get surrounded by bees, I wouldn't have a fun time. So, giant club. Do I have a giant spike club? No, I don't. So I'm going to get the giant club. I think they buffed clubs in 0.17, so the min delay requirements are a lot lower. I vaguely remember having giant spike clubs at like 22 or 21 or something, 22. Or actually no, I think it was 20, and now they're at 18, so that's not bad. I may have accidentally. Okay, so trick with bees is to get them to get enslavement on them, because they have low MR, and they poison themselves, which means, you know, have a fun time. Confusion's pretty great against that. That Orc Warrior. Didn't work this time, so Paralysis will work. Yeah, so using early Hex Wands, or debuff Wands, I haven't really talked about too much, but it's fairly good as a strategy. I can enslave this bee, hopefully. Yeah, get it to kill the frog, tell it to walk off, and then I could engage it at my own leisure. That's just a small couple of things you can do with enslavement. It's not too bad, I think. Enslavement's an alright wand. It just tends to not work when I need it to. So, like with that bee, I tried to enslave it like 5 times. Didn't hit. That's alright. Orc priests are an enemy that actually are okay. Ogres actually have pretty good mashups against. Like, you won't really die against them. Reason why is because you have ridiculous amounts of health. I'm going to wait till throwing goes to 10, and then I'm going to turn it off. The throwing is just there as a safeguard against hydras and other dangerous melee enemies. I want to be able to engage stuff before they reach me. I'm going to put... Should I put an enchant armor into Curse Row? I should, because this is a Road to Lair series. I'm only guaranteeing my own survival to Lair. Afterwards, it's up to you guys whether he continues on, so I want to maximize my chance of getting to Lair. I think, as a constructive, like, learning process, learning to get to Lair at all costs is probably a good way to get better at the game. And the reason why I say that is because, you know, Lair is the place where everything starts. I'm fighting on dangerously low HP, so I'm just going to back off. Even taking the unknown staircase up, just to get out. Unfortunately, yeah, you can kind of see this character is taking about 30-ish damage from each hit, or 20-ish damage. I don't know, a good chunk of damage from every hit of a Orc Warrior. Kind of the reason why I don't like them as melees is because they have that kind of deficit in the early game. Early game is pretty much where it's at. Mid game, late game, most characters tend to converge. But Ogres are pretty different in the fact that they just don't have... Yeah, they're pretty luck reliant in terms of finding actually good armor. Unless you're really lucky and get armor, dragon armor before, like, I'd say your first run, you're not going to get any access to dragons. There is a Lair 8 vault that potentially gives you fire dragon armor. 2 of them, actually. One is the swamp-looking one, and one is the worm one that has the vault full of gold and the dragon in it. But apart from that, not really. No large rock. Sorry, giant. That's what I'm looking for. No giant spy club. Kind of sucks. I did want to pull that out a little bit so that I could, show off the power of an ogre, but I don't have that, unfortunately. That doesn't come until after Lair, so... Oh, sorry, not after, probably about mid-game, around Lair. So yeah, this character, his full potential won't be seen until after Lair anyway, so... Yeah, maybe not the best character to pick for the series, but... Oh well, maybe it's going to give you an incentive to, I don't know, get him through. Because I actually like playing ogres, and... What was that? Enchant weapon. Oh well, enchant my whip. My whip is pretty good. Hat is pretty excellent. Uncursed hat, good. I'm gonna enchant that on. Curse that on, because I want to have as much piety gain as possible. Ashenzari's piety is pretty low right now. And also, I'm going to be making use of the fact that his flat EXP boost is going to help my aptitudes out a little bit. It's going to boost my stuff above my crappy aptitudes. Okay, Giant Spike Club. So at the moment, it's not going to be hitting. It has a base damage of 22. I think that's higher than the Executioner Axe. And at skill level 24, it hits a min delay of 0.7. So that's pretty good. The base accuracy is -7, but honestly, accuracy doesn't matter that much. It hits like a god. That's all I'll say about it. It's really good. Let's actually try to, I guess, brand it. If we get a random branding one. No, I didn't. Oh, that's fine. So Lair should be on the next floor. If it's not, well, the game's bugged, or we didn't see it properly. So I'm going to be looking for that, I guess, this floor. Let's see. The throwing went off. Dodging can go on. So, yeah, Ashenzari is starting to give me a couple of bonuses to my stuff. Maces and flails is probably the most interesting one, because it means that I have to pay less to get... This is really bad. Career. I need to back off now. I didn't get a back off in time. Okay, I might die in the 3 turns that it takes for me to get away from this clown. Okay, so the most conservative choice is teleportation and hope that I don't get immediately one-shot. Okay, that's good. So the cyan thing is up there. I'm going to go and engage it at a more leisurely pace. I was slowed, and that's an electrocution enemy. And ugly things are known to hit for like a lot. So I'm kind of worried. I don't know where it is anymore, but we'll just forget about it. Maybe if it comes back to bite us in the ass later, we'll be okay. This guy has career needles. That kind of sucks, but it's fine at the same time. Because I'll just pick up his blowgun and I will become the kobold. Yeah, so let's just ID some more stuff, I guess. Lignification's good. It's actually very good. First of all, it gives us 50% extra HP, which is insane for this character, who has 120 already. Ogre, Hydra. Good. This is why I brought the Lodge Rocks. Never mind. Lodge Rocks didn't help at all. Man, this is gonna really hurt. I have no idea how to handle this. I might just use wands for now. Yeah, so one hit's gonna pretty much kill me. Okay, so I can't move down and then right because I'm gonna take a shot. Okay, this is not as good as I was hoping. Okay, I should blink up, throw some rocks. Yeah, okay. So yeah, that's pretty much gonna be every Hydra fight. Me crying in despair as I get utterly brutalized by a 8-headed Hydra. That's gonna be me. Large rocks and wands are not gonna save me. I took about 80-90 damage in one hit, as is kind of expected with a rogue character versus a Hydra in melee. I was kind of hoping that I didn't have to waste the blinking, but it's fair enough. I don't think I'm strong enough to take on an enemy like that yet, so I guess I paid for it. I'm in really deep right now. There's a lot of like trash enemies around me, like that like kind of function as summons. I accidentally pulled too much this time. Maurice is gonna suck. I got blasted by disintegration. I need to teleport. Ow. Maurice is at the north, and so is Fana. So that's 2 uniques that I have to deal with. I need to try to separate them somehow. Okay, so the second I hear something hitting me, I'm gonna pull up, and then I'm gonna start tossing rocks at him. Because Maurice is not the strongest fighter. He steals your stuff, and then you just kill him, and then you take your stuff back. That's his whole gimmick. But at the same time, I'm kind of scared. Okay, so that Fana is going to kill me. I need to get in. Okay. What I was trying to do is I was trying to get a good shot at him with the large rocks. I probably could use career, but I'm kind of lazy, so you know, I didn't. Whoops. There's the guy I was so scared about. I'm gonna use the might potion to take him out. The Cyan Ugly thing could probably hit me for about 30 per turn if I'm unlucky, so knowing me, it's gonna hit for 35 per turn because I don't have luck. So what I'm gonna do is I had to use might for that. The problem is with ogres and hydras is that honestly you don't have a real good solution. You don't have a great solution against them. Might, which is normally my go-to for against hydras, isn't that great because you don't have, even though you're mighted, you don't have defense, so you only have like 2-3 turns to kill them, and then you're dead. So not the most amazing thing. Okay, so let's get rid of this amnesia. I don't need any of these books. That's fine. Everything else is good for now. Get more int, why not? Probably should be getting some decks soon as well, because I am wanting that dodge that I was talking about. I still have a malice to it. I have like 6 dodge, but I have robes and I only have 12 evade. That kind of speaks for itself. I should have about like 16 by now at least. At least I can take Yaks on, which is good. But apart from that, like I can't see myself killing, say, a Spiny Toad with this character, which is kind of scary because that's where Lair is. It's like right outside this area. The turn count's pretty awful because this character needs a lot of healing, time to rest. But yeah, everything else is a little bit less good than the Merfolk. He's in a bit less excellent shape. Against Hydras, I think my main tool is going to have to be large rocks. It might be Giant Spike Club later down the line, but the high delay is going to probably get me killed in one hit. So it should be a really stressful lair for me if we manage to get this done. If this guy goes through, so hopefully it works out. So thanks for watching. If you like this guy, leave a like. Obviously, so the 3 of round 2 of Road to Lair, the best 2 out of 3 will go forward. So as long as this guy's in the middle, Miedwise, I don't know why he's named that. I just left as random. You'll be able to see him continue past Lair. So whether this guy wins or dies, it's not really. Oh, I have an Amulet of Gormod. I should probably put that on. So that's how this character looks right now. He's got 132 health. He has pretty reasonable stats. Training is starting to pick up. Well, he'll mostly shine around, like, I'd say, the mid game and in the end game. Like he'll get a lot cooler because he'll have defense, and you'll just see this big dude with a huge club beating everyone up and throwing huge large rocks at people who get too far away from him. Like it's a pretty cool concept. Like it's a pretty cool build to see executed. So I don't know. If you don't know which one to pick, just pick this one, I guess. Unless the next guy's even cool. I haven't played him yet. I'm gonna play him now. So thanks for watching. See you next time.